Hello student, my name is Mukesh and now we are going to study about the nomenclature, which is a special topic given in your biology class 12 NCERT. In this topic we will learn about the taxonomy, its definition and the various type of taxonomy. So what is taxonomy? The first term we use is the taxonomy. Taxonomy made of the two small words, consist of two words. First word is taxis, it means arrangement for a purpose of study, and if we want to study about anything, we have to arrange them in a small group or a small arrangement. And so here the taxis means arrangement, nomos means law basically. So in taxonomy what we do, we arrange plants or living organism on various purpose, various law which are basically decided by the international agencies. So taxonomy means arranging of the living organism in various categories, small groups or any kind, and also giving name to them. What is the definition of taxonomy? Taxonomy is a study of principles and the procedures of classification. Principle means the rules that we have to follow, and procedures means the steps that we have to take. So basically we can say that the taxonomy consists of two things. First is the principle and second is the procedure that we have to follow during the classification of any living organism. Why we have to do classification? The question comes here. For purpose of study, we can have, because we have a vast level of diversity in our earth, we have to classify every animal or plant in a small group or categories, so we can study about them, and then we have to do, that's why we have to do the classification. So taxonomy is the study of principle and the procedures of the classification. The term taxonomy was given by A.P. Kendall in his book Theory of Elementary Botany. You have to remember this fact from where the taxonomy word was coined. So taxonomy word was coined by the A.P. Kendall in his book Theory of Elementary Botany. So there are the basic steps or the points or the parts of taxonomy. Three things we have to follow in during a taxonomy. The first is identification, second is nomenclature, and third is classification. So what is identification? Identification means identify a given living organism on the basis of their morphological character or their cellular organization, like they are prokaryotic or they are eukaryotic, or we have to identify them on their internal characters, such as which kind of they have xylem, phloem, which kind of root they have. It's external character basically. So what is identification? We can see here the process of recognizing a particular organism. Particular means specific, that has given to you or you want to study organism from the another organism that we have want to compare, and keeping them in a particular taxonomy group. When we divide them, we also put them in a small group which is different from each other. And second is the nomenclature. Giving a name is basically the term means. So when we talk about the nomenclature, it means the giving a name. Naming an organism, because in biology we talk about the living organism, we can't use word object as a physics or chemical as a chemistry. In biology you have to always use the word living organism for any object you want to study. So naming an organism according to international nomenclature, we cannot say that we can giving a name as our wish or as we want to. We have to follow international rules to giving name to any living organism. Rosa indica, Maduka indica, Mangifera indica, these are the scientific names, but they all are given on the basic nomenclature international rules which are decided by ICBN. What is ICBN? We will study in upcoming lessons about ICBN, which is an international agency decide rules for nomenclature. Third is classification. What is classification? To classification basically basis we can say that basically the process of dividing organism into categories on the basis of observational characters. The characters we can observe, no matters which kind of they can be external, they can be internal, they can be genetic characters, and if we can observe them, we can on this basis classify the living organism into a small category like genus, family, class, and this kind of work is known as classification. So there are the types of taxonomy. There are the four types of taxonomy. First is systematics. It was proposed by Linnaeus, Carolus Linnaeus, which is also known as the father of modern biology. When a question asked to you, who is the father of modern biology, you will give the answer Carolus Linnaeus. And also Carolus Linnaeus gives the term, proposed the term systematics. Second, new systematics. We can see that it's the improved form of the systematics, and this term was proposed by Julian Huxley. Third is cytotaxonomy and cyto cell. So we can say that when we do classification, identification, and nomenclature on the basis of cellular organization and cellular organs, then this kind of taxonomy is known as cytotaxonomy. And the fourth is chemotaxonomy. Chemo is a very simple word, it comes from the chemical. So when we do the taxonomy, identification, nomenclature, or identification on the base of chemical constitution or structure of a living organism, then this kind of taxonomy is known as chemotaxonomy. The first is systematics. It was proposed by Carolus Linnaeus, and it derived from the Latin word systema. Systema means systematic arrangement of organization. You want to study about a particular organization, so you have to organize them as your uh, comfortness or as your wish. You want to arrange them as your comfortness, because you can only study about them when you arrange them. Without arrangement, we cannot study in a biodiversity. There are various kinds of insect, various kind of living organism live in a group, and if we want to study about insect, we have to particularly differentiate them from another living organism, and this kind of work is called classification. So a systema comes here word, which means systematic arrangement of organization. Why systematic? We arrange them in small groups, but which kind of groups? The groups should be in a systematic, because like class, family, genus, these are the systematic arrangement. This include only morphological characters of the plant and living organism. This is the best and the most known, we can say that, step that is not done by basically Linnaeus for the goodness of classification. We can also say that it was weakness of Linnaeus classification. It contains only morphological characters. It doesn't contain internal characters or genetic characters or chemical constitution. It only depend on morphological characters like roots, stem, cells. So these are the basic characters, and these are also external characters, and so that's why this classification was not so successful. New systematics. It was improved version of classification systematics, and it was given by Julian Huxley. It include external characters. It also include cell structure, development process, and the ecological information of living organisms. So let's see what are these. The first, external characters like roots and the leaves. How there are the various kinds of leaves found in the trees, various kind of root. There are two kinds of roots found in the trees: adventitious and the tap roots. These are the external character. Internal character means which kind of xylem they have, which kind of phloem they have, which kind of vessels they have, which kind of fish they have. This is known as internal characters. Cell structure, are they prokaryotic, are they eukaryotic, development process. The purpose of new systematics, it is used to know interrelationship between organisms. So basic purpose of new systematics is that we have to know about the interrelation. What is interrelation between organisms? How one organism is connected to other organism, and then we have to use new systematics. It is based on evolution, their evolution, how they developed from the simplest form to developed form, and the genetic relationship between them. Experimental taxonomy is also known as genetic relationship. The third is the cytotaxonomy. Clearly, the name defines everything. Cyto means cells. When taxonomy done on the basis of the cellular organization and the cellular organs, then this kind of taxonomy is known as cytotaxonomy. It uses cytological characters like which kind of mitochondria they have, which kind of cytoplasm they have, which kind of nucleus they have, and this kind of classification, which is based on cytological characters, is known as cytotaxonomy. It is based on cytological characters such as number of chromosomes, structure, and behavior. Number of chromosomes they have, there are the different kind of chromosomes found in the various organism. There are different kind of nucleus found in the various organism. Many organisms have the difference between their nucleus. So these are the cytological characters like mitochondria types of nucleus. On this which when we do classification, identification, and nomenclature, then it is known as cytotaxonomy. Now we come to chemotaxonomy. Name is clear. Chemo means chemical. When we follow the taxonomical steps on the basis of the chemical constitution of any plant or living organism. Then this kind of taxonomy is known as chemotaxonomy. We don't use external character, we don't use internal character, we don't use genetic character. We use chemical constitution of the given plant. We follow up which kind of chemical they have and what is their chemical percentage or their abundance in the given living organism, and we then differentiate one living organism from the another living organism. Which kind of chemicals we use in this kind of taxonomy? The first is alkaloid, second carotenoid, third is tannin, fourth is fatty acid and amino acid, aromatic acids, polysaccharides and nucleic acid. If you want to learn the name of these chemicals on this purpose, I also provided notes in my description. You can also follow up my test series in which link is given in the descriptions for your your exercise and more exercises. So chemotaxonomy based on the chemical constitution of plants, and basic chemicals used in classification are given here. Now we have to learn about the extra points. Remember, these are the extra points I'm giving here, which can help you in the another field. The first is the maximum biodiversity found in the tropical rainforest. What is tropical rainforest? You should search in the internet. And second, after the maximum diversity found in the rainforest, tropical rainforest, the second number of or second level of biodiversity found, which is vast but not more than tropical rainforest but less than tropical rainforest and has the second place, is found in the coral reefs. The number of species found in Earth is 1.7 to 1.8 million, and that clarify that describe how our Earth has a vast level of biodiversity. Biodiversity means the different kind of living things found in our Earth. Thanks for watching it. Please subscribe and share my channel. Subscribe and share as much you can if you want to help any students about NEET preparation and biology class 12. They are very poor students that cannot go to the coaching class and that want to study. This chapter is given in English, but I also will publish in Hindi. My FB ID is given here. My Telegram ID is given here. You can also join my test series, which is with and link is given in description about this series. Thank you for watching.